everybody. Hello, Chacruna audience. This is Bia Labachi live from London. Guess what? It's raining in London. So we're here, the United Kingdom. Check out that flag over there. Nice building. The Greenwich, not sure if I said it right, University. You got more flags over there. Nice campus around. And I'm here with Dave King. He has been looking the same face for, I think, a decade. We first met in 2010, I believe.
2011.
2011. He looked exactly like that. So I don't know if this guy's doing a lot of psychedelics or what is his trick. But the fact is that he looks the same and has been doing work for more than a decade, and I think lived in Asia and in between. So can you just tell us a little bit about your story?
Sure. So Breaking Convention started, as you know, at the University of Kent, which is where I was studying from 2008 to 2011. We started the UK's first psychedelic society there in 2009. We're coming up to its 10-year anniversary this Christmas. And the UKC Psychedelic Society teamed up with the anthropology department and Dave Luke and Ben Sessa about 11 years ago now. And these four clusters came together and became the first Breaking Convention.
So was that the one that I went in 2011? Was that the first one? No, that was the second one.
That was the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So 2011 and now we're 2019 and we are in the 5th edition, is that it?
Yes, that's right.
So started with a foot in anthropology. That is a very good taste. Can you talk a little bit about how that started and what is the vision of this conference?
What is the vision of this conference? That's a really difficult question. I suppose making any general statement about psychedelics at large is a very difficult thing to do. So yes, I was studying medical anthropology at first at Kent. Medical anthropology is, as you know, all about studying different medical paradigms around the world. What it means to be human, what it means to be ill and unwell, what health is, what the human being is fundamentally, and how illness manifests in whatever it is that we consider the human to be. Psychedelics are very difficult to categorize and pin down. They slip and slide. Now, no matter how hard you try to catch them and understand what it is that they represent and do, difficult to disentangle the people who take them from the things
context
themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. What Breaking Convention tries to do is simply open up the conversation, create a community here, not only for the UK, not only for London, but internationally, particularly for Europe, to bring together disparate members of this psychedelic tribe, whatever that is, this bizarre intersection of society, and to try to elevate the really crucial public health and human rights issues that lie behind and define this culture.
Yes, slip and slide, have to do with context, people matter, it's not just drugs, has a touch of anthropology, has to do with health and well-being. I'd say that's the kind of shit I like, but I guess I am biased as an anthropologist, but that's something I think it's really remarkable about this conference. And if you compare to the conferences, psychedelic conferences across the globe, particularly in the US, I think, this conference really makes a difference in the sense that it brings the voices of social sciences into the main core and not like asking permission or, on the side like it's in other conferences, but social science is really mainstream within the logic and the economics of the conference, and also arts and literature and community. Would you say that's a correct perception?
Yes, absolutely. We have humanities, social sciences, hard sciences, all sorts. We invite almost everything in, from personal accounts. This afternoon we have a panel of patient perspectives, some people who've been through trials, clinical trials with psychedelics, some people who have simply dealt with very damaging issues, long-term issues, through their own self-mediated use of psychedelics. So we try to represent everyone who has a stake in this discussion.
Yeah, really interesting. So I think, these days people are more and more tired of just like biomedical clinical trials with Mayo researchers and science, and people are hungry for other kinds of knowledge and other kinds of information. And what is also interesting about this conference is that it's really the largest European conference on psychedelics, I believe as well.
I think so.
In Europe, I mean.
The ayahuasca conference, I think, is now a similar size and might even surpass this in a couple of measures. But broad psychedelics, covering everything, yes, I think we are still the largest regular one.
How many people are registered, do you know?
About 1,400 this year.
Awesome. And how many speakers, do you know out of your head?
Well, about a third of the people who are here are involved in some way. We have around 200 speakers, about 100 volunteers, and a further 200 performers and artists and musicians and committee, crew. So about 1 in 3 of everyone that you see here is directly involved in this in some way or another for free.
Well, just my deepest respects and kudos for this wonderful team. As a conference organizer, I have people that organize conferences in the highest regards possible, because it's just an incredible number of details, endless and endless, work and negotiations and the egos and the challenges and the funding. So that's a really awesome achievement. We're all very thankful. Could you just name the main tracks and workshops and performances that are in the program? Academic ones, and what else besides the academics?
I can tell you the ones I'm looking forward to the most. Maybe that's the best way.
All right.
It would be a challenging thing to tackle otherwise. Tomorrow is the day I'm really excited about. I'm chairing a neuropsychedelia session. So we have Stephen Rehin, a world-renowned stem cell biologist, who will be showing us how when you administer various DMT compounds to cerebral organoids, mini human brains, then
Brazilian guy, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Made in Brazil.
Represent. So yes, he was looking at proteomic changes, the way in which after administration the proteins that those cells were, those systems were producing changes. We have Emmanuel Schindler, who ran a lot of the cluster headache work with psilocybin, and she is presenting what I think is the first paper on neuroendocrine effects of psychedelics, which is really interesting. It makes a lot of sense that they have an impact there, because you get dysfunction in those systems in a lot of the psychiatric conditions that psychedelics are showing some promise of treating. So it makes complete sense that they would impact that system, but there's really not much on it about. I'm going to repeat that last sentence. Not much about it out there at present. So I'm looking forward to that very much. We have Andrew Gallimore bringing a xeno-neurology approach. He'll be talking about, I think it's probably best to interview him on that one. He'll go from the intrinsic activity of the cortex right into alien worlds and an evolutionary hypothesis for the role that DMT may have played in our ancestral past. We have Thomas Farley, who will be giving an explanation of how psychedelics impact a certain fractal dimension of neural processing, and Chris Timmerman presenting neuroimaging data with DMT. So that's in the morning. In the afternoon, we have Palenque Revisited with some incredible speakers who I'm so happy are here. We've wanted to get them to BC since the beginning. Jonathan Ott, Claudia and Christian Vach, Giorgio Samarini, some of the titans of ethnobotany in the psychedelic sphere. So I'm going to be in that room all day.
Right on, with titans of our movement in the land of, in UK. I just want to, again, congratulate the organizers and mention also that they create some prizes, which is another awesome, cool little detail about this conference. They recognize best works. Can you talk a little bit about this idea of the prizes? What is behind that?
So the idea is we have prizes every year for the best student humanities papers, social science papers, and biological and hard sciences. So we try to elevate young voices, young researchers out there in the field who might be publishing for the first time, or still quite early in their careers. So we want to highlight the amazing work that they're doing, and those who submit and win those prizes, they get a cash reward, and they're invited to come speak at Breaking Convention on this special symposium. I keep thinking this is going to fall down upon us.
One of our team members, Adam Knowles from Chacruna, he got a prize, and it's great that you receive actual money and recognition. It does help people's careers and help them, people who are in doubt and don't know, should I join or not? Is this jeopardizing? There's still very much that taboo. If you follow this career path, all doors are going to be shut. So I think that's a great incentive for people. I want to tell everybody that we have a whole Chacruna panel tomorrow, Saturday, from 9 a.m. until 1. And in the afternoon, we're going to do the premiere of our peyote files documentary, talking about peyote conservation with the work of Dr. Martin Terry. And we had Adam, who won this prize, and I am going to talk about our guidelines for raising awareness around sexual abuse in ceremonial contexts. We have 18 members, and our table is sharing some free rapé, which, it's a kind of low trick. No, I'm just kidding. We have some people coming from Peru that just really like rapé, and so they're sharing rapé in our table. And we're also giving our guidelines for free. The guidelines are online in 4 languages and English, so 5 in total. And we have some flyers and mugs. Keep on tuned, keep on following us, visit us in our table, come to our talks, and join our movement. Big hug from Bia and Dave from the UK, and hopefully it doesn't rain tomorrow.